Ayan tayo eh. Hindi ko pa nga nabalikan yung Andrew E natin. Nag-Pulse Asia na. Nag-release na po ang bago. Latest at last survey, most likely for 2022 elections ang Pulse Asia. Ayan, nag-trending na dyan sa Twitter. At syempre tayo medyo may kailangan pa tayong tapusin yung mga articles ukol sa elections. At abangan nyo ha yung article ko in different platforms, among others, the National dyan sa United Arab Emirates. Of course, God willing, more are yet to come, no? Ukol sa ating elections. So, abangan nyo lang yan, ha? So, I had to write that, and then may mga iba tayong ginagawa, but nakita ko nga may mga nag-pressured sa atin dyan. Sir, kamusta naman? Analysis natin. Saan na tayo? Ano na? Gagawin ba natin itong meta ng Pulse Asia? And also, just to be clear, siguro tomorrow more in detail pupunta tayo dun sa mga data and statistics. Hindi lang Pulse Asia pero yung other surveys na meron tayo, just to provide you some perspective, no, on what we're looking forward to. But in the meantime, very shortly lang, short lang ito na naman tayo, short na naman, tapos may 1 hour plus na naman. Ito, promise, try ko talaga to keep it short, just to avoid certain misrepresentation or misunderstanding dun sa mga pinost ko kanina on Twitter. Kasi aminin ko, sa Twitter medyo aggressive ako. More aggressive than even what you see here. Kasi nga, Twitter nga, I mean, honestly, Twitter is not where you see my best prose, right? Forget about poetry. Although I post from novels and of course from Bible, once in a while, dyan sa Twitter. But just to say, I just wanted to clarify some of the things I posted kanina sa Twitter kasi ayoko nga ma-misunderstand. At ako naman talagang hindi naman alaskero, yung nag-aalaska ka? Ano man tawag dyan? Yung nag-aalaska ka, ayan, basta. Yung medyo sutil tayo, aminado ako, medyo sutil ako, medyo I push the button sometimes and all. So baka naman ma-misunderstand tayo dun sa mga pinost natin. At just to be clear, hindi ko sinabi tapos ng laban or like, uwi na tayo, finish na, gawit tayo. Wala naman akong sinasabing ganun. So kanina nagte-trending itong Pulse Asia at nagte-trending din yung si Barry Gutierrez, yung spokesman ni Leni Robredo na nag-release ng statement. So basahin natin ng sandali, no? Para naman meron tayong perspective. Barry Gutierrez, nasaan ka na? Ayan, Barry Gutierrez. Ay, hindi ako fina-follow. Fina-follow ako ni Leni pero hindi ako fina-follow ng spokesman. Wala naman issue. Itong sinabi niya, ito yung statement. The latest Pulse Asia survey conducted last April further confirms Vice President Leni Robredo's upward trajectory and momentum. Not very sure about that. Her numbers remain encouraging even if the survey does not yet capture the series of massive rallies from mid-April onwards, including the record-breaking 400,000 strong Pasay rally. Of course, nag-ano tayo dyan, mga ka-vlogger, Alaskador, ayan, mga ka-Alaskador, mga ka-Meta, yan. Naalala niyo, meron tayong underground vlogs na ginawa natin doon from Pasay rally. Yan, na-recount na naman yan. Ako mamaya, baka ma-Supreme Court na naman yung mga count dyan. Yan, yung mga pulis ni tatay, iba yung kanilang counts. Yan. So the remaining weeks of the campaign have seen intensified efforts at house-to-house, person-to-person campaigning by thousands of volunteers, which we believe will translate to support on election day. Of course, yung kinover yung Pulse Asia is I think until the third week of April. So yung mga last week or so, hindi pa rin cover. So medyo kampante sila na there's still more momentum on their side. Sabi nga ni Barry, this has truly become a people's campaign, a grassroots movement of Filipinos from all walks of life and from all over the Philippines. We put our trust that this, not sure about that, that this people's campaign will win the day on May 9. Shouldn't be, we put our trust in the, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna do the editing here of spokesman statement and all. Then mahusay yan, prof yan sa UP, matalin yan si Barry. Okay, so kanina may Baguio is pink pa, no? Nagadong taga Baguio nagtatanong gawin ka dito, paano kasi. Okay. Ayan, ito na naman mga asar na naman Glock 9 versus Andrew E. Ayan na naman tayo. Ito na naman yung may mga nang-aasar na naman diyan ng Glock 9 versus Andrew E. Yan. Okay. So, why should I make even Meta 2? Kasi bukas pwede pa natin pag-usapan more in detail. Let me just quickly clarify a number of points back. Kasi ito ang alam ko eh. Siyempre may mga tao, siyempre minsan maraming nag-aabang sa mga abangers na mga nag-ghost sa atin. At marami tayong haters from all sides and you know why? Because minsan medyo free for all tayo. Hindi naman tayo nag-discriminate. We call out mga kababalakan kung anong kampo man yan, okay? Kinwestiyon natin. Yes, I've even used the term dilawan. Okay, magalit na kayo sa akin. Okay. So I want to clarify before things get out of control. Kasi alam ko naman, mag-eye roll na naman yung iba. I'm sorry, ako lang pwede mag-eye roll. Okay? Ako ang taga-eye roll dito sa ating politika. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-eye roll sa akin. Wala kayong karapatan. Ako lang pwede alam mo yung emoji na gano'n? Yung eye roll? Sa akin, ako na yan. Mina. Okay? Alright. So, I made a series of rapid-fire tweets after posting itong clip ng interview ko with Pia Hontiveros sa CNN Philippines kung saan, eto talaga, pinagalitan ko lahat ng kampo, di ba? So, kung makikita niyo dito, ito Narinig niyo ba? Walang hiya. Okay. So ito yung pinost ko lang kanina. Narinig niyo ba? Version is Sarah Lacson even responded to one of my tweets arguing against that version. The Leni, I'm sure Barry has his own version. Yeah. For me, we're the adults in the room. I'm sorry to say it, because this is not how adults handle politics, just to be honest about it. I know I'm the youngest guy in this panel, but I just have to say it. I'm not very impressed with the level of maturity I'm saying here. Everyone is like passing the ball.
And I remember what you said a few weeks back, again, when you were on the show. You were saying, dapat natapos in March. Ano ba tayo?
Yeah.
April.
Kaya nasabi ko, diminishing elasticity in voter preference. That's a very important factor. I think it was 45 to 50% last month. Now it's down to 30% who may change their mind. Based on some of the surveys. Again, I think it's perhaps... Ay, hindi ba narinig? Okay, 1 second lang ha. I think we're past. 1 second ha. Nakakonect kasi. 1 second. Hintayin nga ako ha. Pag umalis kayo dyan, wala. Di na tayo friends. 1 second lang ha. Ayan, yung mga, huwag na kayo mag-ano ha. Pasok ko na si Andrew E. Sige, medyo, para bawi naman tayo dyan. Bago medyo, mag-Andrew E. na naman. Ayan, narinig niyo ako? Yan! Esa ba? Ayan. Yan. Ano pa ba yung Glock 9? Siyempre, Android tayo. Ayan. O na hindi narinig, ulitin ko naman. So may pinost akong gano'n. I want to make sure hindi ma-misunderstand yan. But I want to...
Isko has his own version version of what went wrong. Isko has his own version I know what this version is. Sarah Lacson even responded to one of my tweets arguing against that version. The Leni, I'm sure Barry has his own version. Yeah. For me, we're the adults in the room. I'm sorry to say it, because this is not how adults handle politics, just to be honest about it. I know I'm the youngest guy in this panel, but I just have to say it. I'm not very impressed with the level of maturity I'm saying here. Everyone is like passing the ball.
And I remember what you said a few weeks back, again, when you were on the show. You were saying, dapat natapos in March. Ano ba tayo?
Yeah.
April. Ano tayo ngayon?
Kaya nasabi ko, diminishing elasticity in voter preference. That's a very important factor. I think it was 45 to 50% last month. Now it's down to 30% who may change their mind. Based on some of the surveys. Again, I think it's perhaps more than that. But I'm looking at the numbers, it's not looking very encouraging. I think we're past.
Okay. Alright, ito. Gusto ko lang makita niyo na medyo, naman ako, respetable akong tao. Lalo kung nasa TV and all, makikita niyo yung more respectable side natin yan. Now, there's a reason I posted that because basta nakita niyo yung respectable side ko. Ito talaga. Ito talaga ako yung respectable and all. Okay. Pinost ko yan kasi talagang matagal ko sinasabi na may kapos talaga dun sa strategy ng opposition at saka yung mga alternative candidates. I'm not gonna even call opposition yung ibang candidates. No? Just to be clear about this. No? Mamaya na yung kay Andrew Ia, wag kayong makulit dyan. Alright. So, ito yung pinost ko. Ito yung tweet natin. Okay, ito yung first tweet ko. Okay? Ito yung sinabi ko. Given Leni's clearly solid credentials, including actually graduating from a top school, hindi yung recto, hindi yung nag-attend lang ng 2 semesters, feeling graduate na, and her track record of accountability and transparency. Ilang beses na sa COA, nag-top si Leni, di ba? Pagdating sa accountability and transparency sa government. And the massive volunteer support. My goodness, yung army of volunteers, house-to-house supporters ni Leni, and celebrity backing. My goodness, meron kang Piolo Pascual, meron kang Vice Ganda, meron kang ex-General Luna. Ayan na, John Arcilla, andyan na lahat. Bati si Sharon, si Shawi, na friendship with Bongbong before, and then ngayon nalinawan bigla. Okay, lahat ng mga yan, di ba? Lahat ng mga yan, andyan. So, my argument is, Leni should not be in a habol mode. She should be actually ahead. And some would even say by a mile. Given all of these benefits and assets and advantages that Leni has. No? Una-una, hindi lang siya nag-graduate. Nag-graduate siya sa isang top school. Hindi lang siya nag-graduate once, dalawang graduate na. Yung economist and lawyer. Mamaya ko na patulan ulit si Mang Johnny. Mang Johnny. Kamusta naman dyan, Mang Johnny? Track record. Yung ginawa niya sa Naga, yung ginawa niya sa bilang vice-presidente, kahit napaka-konting resources niya. Ilang beses siya na nag-top doon sa COA, Transparency and Accountability Assessments. At, grabe, hindi naman kulang sa resources. Okay, guys, kulang ba sa resources? Ang daming mga celebrity supporters, ang daming mga volunteer supporters. Maraming supporters from business community, people na makakayan. Obviously, may budget. Hindi naman naghihirap. Hindi naman ito campaign ni Calyode. In fairness kay Calyode talaga, super grassroots talaga. But ito, it's grassroots, it's business, it's celebrity. With all of these benefits, at dun sa lahat ng assets na meron si Leni, dapat hindi ang mode ay habol mode. Dapat ang mode ay, dapat dapat in the front si Leni talaga dyan. Now, obviously, I can argue against myself by saying, diba si Richard nagpakita ng survey sa atin na konti lang yung blue, marami yung yellow na skeptical sa democracy? Yes! That is why meron kang campaign strategy. That is why meron kang dapat sa narratives mo, sa packaging ng candidates mo, sa organizational strategy mo, dun sa reach out strategy mo, dapat palawakin mo yung net. Parang fisherman, di ba? Kung mangingis kung mag-net ka, hindi lang konti doon sa, widen mo yung net as much as possible para you can get as much support as possible. At the same time, sigurado may kalidad yung net mo. Now, again, just to be clear, so sinabi ko, this would have been the case if Leni had good strategy early on. Because, to clarify, I do believe that, this is just objective assessment. Yung March to April strategy ng Leni campaign is good. It's good. I mean, nakikita natin, medyo threatened na yung iba. Purong recount ng ginagawa. Ayan na naman yung mga pulis ni Tatay. Recount tayo dyan. Hindi yan 400K. I-divide natin by ano. Ayan, hindi naman. Joke lang. Okay, but you get my point. In fairness naman, may dating. May impact factor. And we see endorsement from BARM, endorsement from Cagayan, we see endorsement from even Duterte's administration people, allies. That's interesting. That's good. We see a lot of volunteers. The ultimate heroes of these elections are really the army of volunteers, H to H, house to house, knock door to door. So, and then may celebrities ka pa na sumama dyan, di ba? And this huge, grand rallies, my goodness. I mean, not one, not two, multiple ones. Tapos may meeting de avance pa. So, ang point ko is, ganito ito na naman, balikan ko yung Ferrari. Kung may Ferrari ka, kahit ang ganda ng kotse mo, yung driver din dapat mahusay. Otherwise, di ba yung mga video na nakikita natin, wasak yung Ferrari, bangga dito, bangga dyan, hindi gumagana. Kasi nga, it's not enough to have the best candidate and have all of the endorsement and all. You also have to have good strategy. And true. Kaya di ba, nung isang araw sinabi ko, bakit ngayon lang for instance hinamon si Bongbong Marcos to a one-on-one debate? Di sana January pa lang ginawa. Kasi alam naman nila na si Tigre ng Norte, kalmado tayo dyan, unity boy. Yan, mga Oxford man. Dapat noon pa lang, hinamon na. Hindi ganun na namang 11th hour. So ito yung concern ko parati sa opposition. Parang there's this myth na, habol natin parati, they will be, like, goodness will come towards the end, yung mga ganun, that the art, goodness will come, but you have to have strategy for goodness to come, right? Hindi pwede yung umasa ka na lang na may, eto na naman tayo. Tapos, andyan na naman tayo, Google Trends Club. And now, even a top candidate for a top office is sharing Google Trends. Wala. Alam mo, ganyan, wala. Never mananalang opposition. Mangyayari ulit ng 2019 na naman. Kung denial mo, tapos, eto nung... You cannot use the same survey to say, support natin si Dick Gordon kasi mataas siya sa survey. And at the same time, say, hindi ka naniwala sa surveys. You cannot say, second si Leni, kaya dapat mag-back out si Isko. And at the same time, question the same surveys. That is your basis to say na dapat mag-back out si Isko and other candidates. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Pumili ka. Are you gonna use the surveys or not? Now, we can question the surveys. You can say, etong survey medyo ganito, etong survey medyo ganan. But you cannot have the cake and eat it too, diba? At wag naman tayo Google Trends. Tatawanan talaga tayo yan. Yes, Google Trends shows interest level, but you can manipulate that too. I'm not saying it's being but I can put 10,000 bots and research about someone and then tataas yung Google Trends. Ito na naman tayo. Ilang beses ko sinabi, kung Google Trends lang ba yan, dapat talo si Biden. Or at least, si Biden ay dapat behind Trump for a long time doon sa elections. Kasi si Trump ay ginugoogle trend. Ginugoogle kasi para si Trump kasi interesting siya, exciting siya, di ba? But not because people like him, it's because nasa skandalo yung iba sa kanya, di ba? Alright. Okay. Like ako, ginugoogle search ko si, let's say Elon Musk. Hindi ako fan, but I'm gonna research him. I'm never gonna vote for someone like that if he runs for office, but I'm gonna Google him. So, lalabas ako sa Google search as interest. Now, does that mean no, I'm like, ayan tayo Buti pa si Barry, ang sinasabi niya is things can still change in the last weeks or so. And let me say it this way. So, na-clarify ko, in fairness naman, mid to April momentum and organization was good. Dapat sana it came earlier. Nevertheless, na-clarify ko, nothing is predetermined in this race and volunteers are clearly the heroes. Still, they can make some change. So, na-clarify ako ulit. Ito, magagalit na naman yung iba sa atin. Oo. Kaya nga sabi ko, by the way, if you look at also surveys, ito, may pinost na naman akong tweet dito. Despite diminishing elasticity in electoral preference and the huge lead of frontrunners based on the surveys, still up to a third of the voters may still change their mind in critical demographics. Gen Z, key areas of Mindanao. And so the race is not over until it's over, right? And I think the volunteers and some other factors can still play a role. So for instance, I quoted yung Okta, ito yung Okta survey. So for instance, if you look at it, 50% of supporters of Bongbong Marcos said, I will definitely not change my choice, right? So that means 48%, or easily half, are still in the other categories of softer or very soft, right? I will likely not change, I may or may not change, I will likely change, I will definitely change, right? So there's at least 40% in the I may or may not change. So 50-50, that's quite soft to me. And let's say a little bit less soft, I will likely not change my mind, but still I can, right? So meron tayong category na yan. Yes, kumonte yung I will definitely not change my mind. I will definitely change my choice. Medyo kumonte na talaga. But still, there's a semi-soft na naman nandyan, di ba? So, if you look at it, you can still make an argument that some of the key demographics could still shift in a week or so. Again, am I going to bet on it? Of course not. All right, sorry to say it. But, is it possible? Yes. All right? So, anyway, I just wanted to clarify this kasi yun nga, misconstrue naman tayo. There are two other things that I want to quickly say and then let's wrap this up kasi nag-promise ako, I'm just going to be very quick about this. The other thing, very clear sa surveys, true and true, is that Senator Riza Hontiveros, a legit, progressive, strong woman, Iron Lady of the left, let's call it that way, no? Progressive. The most competitive senatorial candidate of the real opposition. No offense dun sa ibang candidates na nakikisali sa mga united opposition, etc. Yung pala, mamaya endorse na lang si Marcos, or yung pala, nung time na inaano si De Lima, inaano kung ano mga investigation na kalokohan na ginawa nun sa Senate, nasaan po kayo? Tapos ngayon, opposition kayo. In fairness kay Riza Ontiveros, true and true, she was opposition, she has been progressive, at saka yung di ba, alam natin, yung teenager na pinatay ng mga pulis, di ba? Who was the one who tried to make sure na ang hustisya dito ay hindi makalimutan? Riza Ontiveros. Andun siya sa Senado. Kaya nga pinagtripan siya ni Aguirre nun, di ba? Ngayon, ayan na. Lumilitaw na yung katotohanan. So, Riza Ontiveros, in fairness, is still very competitive. She's still within the Magic 12. Even higher in the latest Pulse Asia survey, I saw medyo umaangat na siya. So, malaking chance niya actually pumasok at ma-re-elect siya, no? And I think that is a very, very important thing for the opposition, because parang at the rate things are going, maging malakas talagang admin dito sa next administration. So talagang the opposition will need some people there inside, no? So makikita nyo dito, Riza Ontiveros, no? Makikita nyo dito, Riza Ontiveros, medyo malapit sa borderline, no? So she's at rank 8 to 12, not bad, but it's very close, eh. And her preference rate is 32.3%. So she's statistically tied with Pinay, with JV, with Jingoy, and with Mark Villar, right? Si Zubiri medyo umakyat. Robin Padilla is number 3 na. Wow. Di ko napansin yan. Number 3 na pala si Robin Padilla. At 42%. Ayaw makinig kasi ni Andrew sa akin eh. Pag tumakbo si Andrew, baka number 2 pa yan. I mean, this is the standards, right? Ito naman talaga yung standards natin, di ba? Yan. Number 2 si... Number 1 si Tuolfo. Number 3 si Robin P. Yan. Meron tayo. Yan. Meron tayo ano dyan. Ayan na. Number 1 si Tuolfo. Number 3 si Robin P. Ayan. Ayan. Pero, may chance. May chance. Wait lang, si Sherwin. Okay, mataas rin si Sherwin Gatchalian. Dyan pa. Okay, bukas natin pag-usapan more. But I just wanted to emphasize that na Riza Ontiveros is the best bet of the opposition as far as the Senate is concerned. Not the only, but the best bet. And we see that consistently throughout their surveys. Alright? Ayan. Wag nyo na i-Google Trend. Okay. That was the last thing I want to say is this before we wrap this up. Alright? Ba't di na kayo nagbibigyan ng Unity Stars sa akin? Kayo talaga, na-depress lang yata kayo. Ayaw na magbigay ng Unity Stars. The last thing I want to say is, okay, here, ito mukhang nag-backfire yung press conference. Sabi ko nga, itong press conference na ito, Parang, yung press conference, ayan, sabi ko nga, even if yung strategy sa press conference was to bash Leni so that you can get some of the pro-Marcos supporters, soft supporters to your side, it didn't work. It didn't work. In fact, yung votes ni... I want to double check this lang Mukhang nag-overlap yung press con at saka yung Pulse Asia. So mukhang nakasama yung press con. I want to double check it dun sa Pulse Asia. Sorry, I want to make sure talaga na tama, 'di ba? Last Sunday. Tama. Mukhang pasok. Or hindi. Ay, wait lang I have to double check this. Kasi ito yung interesting Okay. I have to double check this. Okay. I stand corrected if ever. Hindi. Mukhang hindi pasok pala. Hindi pala pasok. Sorry. Okay. So hindi pala pasok. Mukhang hindi pasok yung press con dito sa date na yan. Kailan ulit yung press con? April... Ay, hindi. Hindi, pasok. Tama ako. Ito, pasok, di ba? So, ito pa lang, tama. Pasok. So, tama. April 17, di ba? So, April 17 yung press conference. Pulse Asia covers until April 21. So, pasok. At dito nakikita natin, bumaba pa yung numbers ni Yorme at saka si GMRC. Diba? Nakikita natin, bumaba siya. Si Pacquiao pa umakyat yung hindi nag-attend na kung ano-ano daw na ikot-ikot daw aeroplano, whatever. Ayan. Umakyat tuloy yung absent sa press con. Bumaba yung dalawa. Oh, ayun tayo. Sabi ko nga hindi mag-work yun, mag-backfire yan. But it's not like it also helped Leni a lot. It didn't bring Leni's numbers down, but the fight after that, I don't know, I'm not sure. Kasi pasok sa survey eh. Kung April 17, so 4 days after the survey, alam natin may away na yung dalawang kampo. I mean, not Leni herself, but a lot of supporters of Leni, naaway din si Isko, ganun. Didn't help. See, tama yung sinabi ko. This is just gonna help BBM. Wala, ayaw makinig sa akin. Sabi ko, this is just gonna help BBM. I keep on saying. Yung away ng Isko, it's just gonna... Okay, I'll keep it here. Sabi ko, nag-promise na ako this time talaga, hindi tayo mag-OT. Medyo balik ako sa mga trabaho. And yan, alright? Salamat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much dun sa... pasok nga dun sa survey. Oo. Tama, pasok. So, yeah, nag-backfire nga siya. We can see here clearly in the numbers. April 17. So, the 4 days after yung away-away na yan, pasok sa survey. It backfired dun sa mga press con people na yan. And it didn't significantly help Leni also there. So, it just solidified position of Marcos if we're gonna look at the surveys. Alright? May tanong ba kayo dyan? Bukas, we can talk about more about surveys and all. Hopefully, there are other more interesting things to talk about tomorrow. Medyo hindi na exciting pag-usapan ng surveys. Dahil nga, pag sabihin ko surveys, sabihin nila Google Trend, mga ganun, away-away, tapos atakin tayo, wala na. Ayan na. Basta, denial is not the way to win elections, right? At the same time, you have to fight. You have to fight the good fight. Survey, no survey, Google Trend, no Google. You have to fight the good fight. Dapat ganun yung mindset. Oo, hindi yung ganun-ganun lang. Alright? Okay? Okay, maraming salamat. Thank you very much. High level tayo guys, ha? Balikan natin itong topic natin. Bukas ulit, God willing. At saka hopefully there are other things to discuss. I'll discuss also other surveys and then other issues. May column ako tomorrow, of course, on Philippine Daily Inquirer. Please basahin yan. Discuss din natin yan. Alright? And not to mention some other issues that I want to discuss. Some of the good things in these elections. Okay? Salamat. Thank you very much. God bless you. Ayan, nag-meta 2 na tayo. But I try to keep it short. Di na ako mag-drama. Hindi na tayo mag-Hacienda, Ricardo. Yung mga ganon. Wala na tayo mga ganon. Okay? Mamaya na yung mga script natin, yung mga Mexican telenovela. Okay? Ayan. At thank you dyan sa mga Unity Stars. Para naman kalmado tayo. Unity po ang sagot sa lahat. Pwede GCash, pwede Zalora, pwede Western Union, pwede Palawan Express. Yeah. Alright? Okay. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Okay, relax lang kayo guys. Come on. Kalmado lang. Sabi nga ni Perfect Tense. Kalmado lang tayo dyan. Kalmado lang. But I want to end on this note. Talagang may pahabol talaga ba natin. Akalain mo kung if ever, yung magiging next top positions mo, yung mga tao na ayaw sumali sa mga totoong debate. That tells you a lot about our democracy. Yun lang. Okay? So, nafe-feel ko yung frustration ng ibang tao. But still, there's a week left. Marami pang pwede mangyari. Good or not so good or very good. I don't know. Depends. But, all I'm saying is this. Nasa Biblia po yan. Fight the good fight. Keep the faith. Right? Alright? Okay. Wag lang yung lang. Basta, alam nyo na. And okay, ito. Bukas, sige, discuss ko ulit. I want to end on a very good note. Okay? So, I'll give you a quote that I came across while reading Killing a Mockingbird. And this is a quote by Atticus. This is the father. At may sinabi siya na sobrang ganda. Na parang, okay, ito yung sinabi niya. Of course, alam niya yung context ng Killing a Mockingbird. No? Ito yung white Alabama guy protecting an African-American being accused of rape, etc. of a white girl. And then, of course, buong yung mga white people ay in-ostracize siya. But this is what he said. Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. And the one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. At the end of the day, do not let your conscience dictated by mob rule, majority thinking, tyranny of majority, just by surveys and numbers and stock market. No. At the end of the day, you're answerable to yourself and to your conscience, and that's a decision you have to make for yourself. All right? So the one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. That is what you have to keep in mind. All right? Thank you very much. Salamat. God bless. Talk to you soon. And of course, Eid al-Fitr Mubarak to brothers and sisters from Muslim Mindanao and our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world. God bless you. Thank you very much. And have a good evening.